full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. They start the drive with Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
A good run there off right tackle. In an old-school NFL football, the right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. The Vikings had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They got the home crowd behind them. And they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
17 yards, first down, Vikings.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 36. Play action now. Cousins. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Justin Jefferson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Put up the stop sign there as his guys will get him at the 25. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. This defense for the Vikings, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6.
The throw for Tony is intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Cook again. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
On 3rd down, Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And then we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Cousins. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
There's nothing but pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th, and that will force a turnover on downs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them.
The throw for Tony is intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. It's such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive, because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably give them the quarterback.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Kevin O'Connell choosing to lead his guys out there, and they'll go for 2. Cousins will try and throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Marquise Bell.
But as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. That one good for 12 yards in a Kansas City first. Throwing now is Mahomes. Right back to Tony. He's got another one. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this time they were ready for as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now on 2nd and 13. Mahomes flushed out right.
Towards the sideline, it's Edwards-Helaire with a catch.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
Kadarius Toney
from a yard out, and the Chiefs have cut it back within a score. This no good. Just his second miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because...
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco,
14 yards.
And the Chiefs are an extra point away from evening this one up.
This time, the extra point up and good. And that will tie things up at 13. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
2 yards, good enough for a first. Again, it's Cook. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. On play action, Cousins.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to the ground, Cook. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
Fourth down, Cousins.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Chiefs will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right.
Open man right side is Tony.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there as time expires in the first half.
And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead. So we'll reach halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
On third down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Play fake. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders get to add to the lead directly.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Off the play fake, Cousins. He's got a man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Cousins again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And the tackle that time by James Lynch.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
from the 24. Mahomes. And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Chiefs get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty... And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Trent McDuffie with a pick, and the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
But just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now here's Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. So the deep ball giveth, and now the deep ball taketh away.
Man, you're getting deep on me here. I like that. Going to the next level and what you're thinking. And when you think about all the success he's had throwing the football so far, sometimes when you're doing that, you think you're invincible out there. But he was given a cold dose of reality on that throw.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
On 2nd down, Cook.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. They go play action. Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes steps away to his left. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4.
44 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
They give them 2 yards there as they're set up.
Have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. This time for Smith.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
And a nice play there defensively.